we're back with 843 TV, and we're at Whitehall Park here in Beaufort. It's a beautiful day, and I want to introduce you to Kate Schroeder, who's the Director of Land Protection. Very nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, Kathryn.
This is a beautiful park, as we talked about. It's been here for a year, and you know the demands for green space and people wanting to enjoy the Lowcountry is very important. So I'd love to get to know you and what the role you play in our community.
Sure. Well, my name's Kate Schaefer. I'm the Director of Land Protection at the Open Land Trust. The Open Land Trust was South Carolina's first land trust, and our job is to work with landowners and communities to protect property for future generations with conservation easements or fee simple acquisition. And in this case, at Whitehall, we hold a conservation easement on the property, which means its conservation values will be protected forever. The landowner, Beaufort County and the City of Beaufort formed a partnership to protect this property, and we're happy to be alongside them and steward it, along with numerous citizens that made this effort successful. But this is just a small example of what we do. We hold over 100 conservation easements in 7 counties in the coastal plain. And again, a conservation easement means the conservation values of those properties will be protected for future generations as families continue to use the land and recreate and enjoy the open space. But know that limited development would occur.
Absolutely. So tell me about Whitehall. We have this beautiful property, and this was brought to, again, how long did it take to bring this to the public's views?
Well, all projects have stories behind them, right? And every project's a little bit different. But with Whitehall in particular, there was a development threat and there was a community response. And I think those are common threads that we see in land protection projects. Land protection is important to the public for reasons about water quality, protecting the uplands around the rivers that we enjoy, kayaking, fishing, harvesting shellfish. Land protection is important because it can provide access to open space and access to water, but it can also just help shape our growing communities and surround them with protected property where food is grown or where trees are harvested and where wildlife can flourish. And so Whitehall, like all land protection projects, had a little bit of those elements. And again, the threat and the response, I think the takeaway is that when the community sees an opportunity to protect its invaluable natural resources, we are here to help, as well as many partners, and we want to make sure those resources are protected forever.
You know, I agree. And we forget sometimes when they come in to develop the townhouses or a community, it does take away from our coastal waters, and then there's erosion. There's all kinds of pollutants and extra things that are brought to our community because of those developments, correct?
Right.
And this is our way to keep our waters, safe. I mean, we have the best oysters around, don't we?
That's right. And Beaufort County in particular is the epicenter of salt marsh on the East Coast. So if we're going to protect our estuaries in the Port Royal Sound region, we have to protect the land that surrounds them. Right. The health of the uplands is indicative to the health of the waterways, and we're just really privileged to play a small role in that.
You know, we had Rob Wells on earlier, and he talked about, tourism, how they're coming here. What kind of role do you find that your team plays with that as well?
Well, again, I think of land protection as a partner and a complement to economic development and to the tourism that can take place in our region. Because a lot of what we can protect that has value to the public, even if you never set foot on a property, is a scenic viewshed or a clean river adjacent to it. So you may be paddling a kayak by a protected property and enjoy the benefits of that property being permanently protected by its landowner. Or you may drive down a scenic corridor or past an agricultural field on St. Helena and feel that sense of place and that scenic quality. You may also then go to the farmer's market and buy food from that protected property. It's all connected, and land protection is a great complement to the strategic investment in our built environment that we also have.
Little do we know, we have amazing farms around here. And when you do go to the farmer's markets, I do want to share with you, coming to visit, our farmer's markets are really good. And the farmers, they come from all over. I mean, and they are beautiful produce. They are professional farmers who do a wonderful job. And people forget that. We have this whole agricultural. I remember, JOToole saying something about tomatoes. We have this huge tomato resource here, and I always thought it was peaches, but it's like it's tomatoes. So what else can you share with us?
Well, I think land protection, we have an opportunity to continue to expand our coastal greenbelt and continue to invest in the places that make this community special, like our agricultural areas on St. Helena and in Okatee and in other counties. and like along our waterways. So we're just really excited for the future and being able to build out that coastal greenbelt, connecting protected corridors like the ACE Basin, which is over 300,000 acres of protected land along the Combahee, Edisto, and Ashepoo River with the Savannah River, which is the source of our drinking water. And being able to keep that river and watershed in forest cover helps improve our drinking water and our ability to exist as a community here with healthy resources.
You know, Kate, there's so much to talk about, so we're going to take a pause right now, and we're going to bring John in Toole in, so he's going to continue our conversation with him,
Great.
and we'll be back with more 843 TV.